Hi again. Okay, we're back to the Crown Victoria with which I did the tune-up on and discovered a water leak on the intake manifold. Over here I had a spot where it was starting to leak a bit, and I think on this bank there was an area here. So I got a couple spots that are just starting to leak. I'm not going to pull the intake on this thing and replace the gaskets. I'm going to put in radiator stop leak. And in my other video I talked about using bars stop leak in another P-71 that I had. And that was incorrect. I didn't use bars in that car. I used a product made by Gunk called Block Seal. And that's a silicate based sealer, and I actually used it incorrectly. I went down to the parts store and I bought this because that's all they had at Lordco. But I since then read up on it, and this is basically just tetra borate, which is, it's like a salt. It just creates some kind of crystal buildup or something like that and stops the leak that way. What I did get though is bars. And the thing about bars leak is that it's similar to that block seal that Gunk makes, but it's a silicate, which is another name for it is actually liquid glass. But this also has carbon fiber in it, probably on a micro level. So the carbon fiber combined with the silicate work together to seal up the hole. I couldn't get the bars leak that comes in the twin pack with the anti-corrosive agent. Bars also makes this product in a two-part container. So what I did is I bought this anti-rust and water pump lube from Gunk. I'm going to mix the two together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fight corrosion at the aluminum interface with the plastic gasket. If there's any corrosion there, you can get leakage. So I'm going to try and stop that, and at the same time I'm also going to seal it up. Now we got a cold engine here. I've pulled the top rad hose. I just basically loosened the clamp, slid it back, work this thing off of here, and I'm going to dump it into the hose. You can't put it into the reservoir here because it'll take forever to get into the engine. So we're going to put this in here, and then we're going to fire the engine up. We're going to bring it up to operating temperature, and then I'm just going to watch and see if I get any more weeping coming out of here. I think that's going to be a fix. So the bars is this kind of brown stuff. I already shook it all up, shook up the container. I guess that's some of the carbon fiber in there. This one I shook up too. This is an anti-corrosive. Kind of milky looking stuff. I'm going to get the last of the bars that we get out of there. One container like this can treat a 4-gallon cooling system. Probably just enough for this car. Okay, that's in there. Now we just shove this guy back on. I like my my rigid water pump pliers. These are the cat's ass, man. I tested the antifreeze that's in the car, and it passed the. It's okay. Although I don't know when it was put in, so that's another reason why I'm adding this. This water pump lube and anti-corrosive. Okay, I'm going to fire this thing up. I'm going to show you something else I got here. This is my fuse box. Now if you look in here, you can see that this relay that used to be here, that's for my start relay, I've pulled that relay out and I have it over here now. Basically what I'm doing is bypassing the key. So this wire here goes back to a start button, and that allows me to crank the engine without starting it. The thing about these 4.6s is they've got the oil pump in the front of the engine. And if they sit for a while, you get a little bit of drain back to the pan, and when you fire up the engine, it rattles. If you put a starter button in it, theoretically you can crank the engine a bit prior to starting it, and that sends a little bit of oil into the engine and less chance of a dry start. I've been using that for a little while and it works half-assed. Anyway, I'll show you the rest of that part. Oh, I'm gonna get a flashlight. Let's see this thing. Right there. Got a toggle switch, on, off, on, starter button. Flip the switch to the left. Oh, this is shitty. Alright. Okay, well, we'll let that run for half an hour, come up to temperature. Okay, I'll let you know how it goes.